Today on Nebraska WoodSTR, more IBC totes. We're going to tell you more about them. Here we go. Hey WoodSTRs, my name is Mike. Well, as you can see, got another trailer load of IBC totes. So we're going to tell you a little bit about where we get those today, and maybe if you're out there looking for some IBC totes, maybe this will be helpful on maybe some questions and maybe where you can go to get some totes of your own. So yeah, today we've got 6 of them that are, no, take that, 7. So guys loaded them up for me, and I'll just bring the trailer back with me tomorrow. Doing them a favor, getting them cleaned up as we get closer to in season here. So we'll tell you a little bit about these totes once we get to the yard. All right, let's show you. Well, there you go. Just kind of chuck them off of the sides there. I used to put down in this gate or slide them all off the back, and a whole lot less jacking around. They only weigh about 100 and, I'll call it 150 pounds, and pretty easy to get them moved off the trailer. But anyway, give you guys a little idea of where I've been picking these up. So I work for an ag retail co-op, and a lot of the products that we get in come in these cages here. IBC intermittent bulk containers is what the name of those are, and they come in different sizes. Most of the sizes that ag retail are going to get her in the 265s. Some of the food grade stuff will be up into the 325s, so depending on where you're getting them, but most of mine are 265s. Every once in a while I'll get into a 275, and that's just a little bit taller. But you know, if you're looking for some IBC totes out there, I'd swing in anybody that's ag retail. You'll see either containers sitting outside. Just go in and ask them. They start to pile up after time. There are some exchange programs and stuff out there that they have to pay to get those removed, so they'll be glad to get rid of those. So and if they're not all that glad, don't be afraid to offer them 5, 10, 15 bucks a piece to throw into the beer fund for the group. So but anyway, that's where I get mine. Talk a little bit about some of the different styles that we get. Most of these are from different manufacturers and chemical companies. So this one happens to come with a Keystone Light can. Nope, just kidding, I brought that. But you'll get into some of these that are all plastic bottoms, and the whole thing is plastic. They sit up a little bit higher, so if you want to just make sure that it won't mess up what your program and how you're planning on using them. Still hold the same amount, but some of them are all made out of plastic. The next ones here you can see. You would think, why did you just flip them upside down? It was mainly so I could show you this. Okay, lied to you. It's just how they came out of there, and it worked out well that I don't have to flip them over to show you. But anyway, these here are all metal on the bottom, and they work just as well. So you'll see. Let's see, where's another one? Oh, right here. Here would be one that it is made of some steel and some plastic. So those work just as well as the rest of them. Each one of them come with these corner protectors on there. They're really easy to pop out. They're just set in here a little bit with some clips. They pop out of there pretty easy. But you've seen me do this in the past, and you've seen 100 people do this. Just come in here, take out these 2 bolts, slide out the container. Container goes over here. Now all of these have been triple rinsed, and so they're clean containers. Typically when they go to what I've seen and heard other people doing with these containers, if there's no program to get them out there, they'll just come and cut these up with Sawzalls, very similar to what you've seen others do, cutting them in diagonals to keep the weather off of the totes that are full of wood. But otherwise they just get cut up and thrown into, taken down to the dump, which is exactly what I do. And so some of them, they'll look like they have stuff in there. So some of these, like this blue one right here, I think there's a green one back there. Those are just stained. It's just product that stained that plastic, but they're all been cleaned, triple washed. So one thing you might want to ask is, if you're asking guys for their IBC totes, is if they would make sure that they've been triple washed so you don't have to deal with all of the stuff in there. Every once in a while you get into something that if it's the colorant of a product or something, might be a little bit tough for them to get out of there, but all in all they're pretty well cleaned up and ready to go. So anyway, I don't know how many I've gotten for. I'm probably up to 30 or 40 cages. The ag retail co-op that I work for has quite a few locations, and so I'm just kind of working through the locations that I work for and helping clean up here before we get into the next spring and go there. But other places that you'll see them around, food joints, the food business, mining, dust control agents. Most of that comes in these sort of IBC totes, and so that's what I would just say, as you're driving around, pay attention. As you drive by any place that's got manufacturing or you got anything that's industrial, these start to pile up, and the last thing people want to do with empty totes and cages is leave them inside, taking up valuable floor space. So they'll have them stacked outside. It's probably a good spot to just swing in there and ask them what they're doing with them, and if they'd want you to get rid of them. So next up on the agenda for these guys here is to go ahead and break them down. As you can see over here on my pile, I'm going to be needing a couple more of them to keep finishing out that run here. the other side, and you probably haven't seen this here in a while. I'll flip you around. We continue to grow that bin. Looks like we've got 2 more IBC totes before we put the ends on her and fill her up. And we'll do a final measurement on that as well. But we'll go over here. Also using these IBC totes for my boiler wood so I can keep everything up off the ground. I do still utilizing the pallets right here just to fill in the middles, but that's starting to fill up, so I'm going to have to add some over here and also add onto this corner right here as well. And so I can keep piling on there, and that'll be for I believe the 25-26 birding season, and get that some time to dry there. So anyway, that's a little bit of the story around the IBC totes, where I'm getting them from, and how I'm procuring those. But I would tell you, anybody out there could do the exact same thing. Just keep your eyes open. You see a tote, it's sitting outside, it's probably empty. Just swing in there and ask them if they have any plans for those empty cages, and if you could help them out by getting rid of some of that and putting them to good use. So with that, I think I'm going to wrap her up here today. Thanks for coming along with me. Thanks for staying to the end. You guys know the program. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you on the flip side.